Hey there, this is Alexandra Loves, and I'm here to help you create the life you want by being exactly who you are. And today I want to talk about kind of a sensitive subject, and that is when creatives want to die. All right, so I want to talk about this subject of wanting to die. Now, I work with a lot of creatives and entrepreneurs. I help a lot of people start businesses and mentor them into, taking that next step into their business. I also do coaching. I'm a love coach, and I've been on the spiritual journey of business and recreating myself and putting myself out there. And you are experiencing this right now as you are watching my YouTube video. This is just one of my evolutions on this journey. And let me tell you, if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to create something big, and that can include recreating yourself, when you're on that journey, it certainly is a spiritual one, because really, when you are in that creative mode, when you are making something big, it really does take all of you. You really do have to wake up. You have to awaken and reawakening, and there are challenges. And there are things that we all have to face that will just keep coming back around. When we think that we've gotten through the challenge or the resistance or whatever it is, it's just going to come right back around in a different way, because there's a different lesson, because there's a deeper perspective that we need to find for ourselves. Sometimes it's about taking a deeper responsibility. But first, before I go deeper into that, what I'd like to talk about just is to understand the energetics of wanting to die, because I get this a lot with my clients, and this has definitely come up in my free group, which, by the way, you're invited to join. It's called Woke Woman Cultivation. It is exclusively for ladies. It's the sisterhood of women who create what they want by being exactly who they are. We are a free group on Facebook. I'd love to see you in there. Shoot me a line, or shoot me a line in the comments if you can't find it, and I will put it in there for you. So this is the concept that I hear a lot of, and that's this fear of like, I feel like I want to die. I feel like I don't want to be here. And it's not I'm going to buy a gun or I'm going to buy pills, but it's just this like such a deep disconnection that it's questions come up about like, what's wrong with me? And I don't want to be here anymore. What's the point? It's everything is against me. I can't, why? And if you've ever felt that, I understand that. I understand, and that there is solidarity. You're not the only one. As a matter of fact, so many women feel this way. So many, and men too. I speak mostly to women, so if you're a man finding yourself to this video, you're welcome as well. I do speak a lot with women though. And you're not alone. And I want to explain to you sort of some of the energetics of this, okay? So when you come here to this vessel, to this world, you're an energetic being that's in a physical body. And when you come, before you come here, you come with intention and desire and a choice. And there's many cultures, many religions, many beliefs believe this and explain this in many different ways. I like to keep it super simple. Okay, I can go deeply into a pedagogy that has all of the very specific little things that explain energy patterns and how you're tied into the gods and all this stuff. I'm just going to explain this really simple. There's a choice and an intention. And the vibrations of the choice and the intention and passion and purpose is also another thing in that realm that you can attach to that. When you get here, it comes out as desire. And that desire is what creates your path. And our whole path is preparation to further boost us and to help us create upon that desire. We develop passions. We realize purposes. We engage with the person, places, and things that take away the resistances and blocks that help us fully realize that desire, that passion, that purpose. And we also gain lessons and insight and perspective that help us get to that desire, that intention for which we came here in the first place. And so we have this internal thing called an emotional guidance system, and this is something I teach about and to get in touch with in my group coaching, which I also will leave a link for below. We're starting really soon. If you're seeing this video in January, we're starting at the end of January. Email me right now if you want to be in. It's going to be a lot of fun. I talk a lot about emotional guidance system, and I talk about, and this is something we all have, it's always on, and our emotional guidance system is tied directly in to that passion, purpose, that desire, that vibration of why you're here, that intention, that choice of why you're here. And when we are not aligned with that, when we're making choices that's taking us away from that desire, that intention, it's going to hurt. It's going to feel confusing. And those things can turn into the anger and the resentfulness and sometimes violence, trauma. And so what I see a lot of is entrepreneurs, creatives. This really affects everybody, but especially those that have passion, right? Start to feel this disconnection and don't always realize it's because they've gotten out of alignment. They're off of their path, and their emotional guidance system is going, hey, come back here. The universe is lined up with you, your bigger you, and we're trying to get you there. And the further you get away, we're going to give you a signal. The emotional guidance system is going to give you a signal that says out of alignment. I feel crappy. I feel depressed. I feel anxiety. Out of alignment. And if we continue to get off of that path, to live out of alignment with our desire, our passion, our purpose, the intention, the choice of why we're here, it can go deep. And if we're passionate people, if we've come to an understanding that we know we're here for something, we can still get off the path when we know we're here for something. When we get off that path, it hurts so bad. And inside, energetically, we have that feeling of, well, why am I here? Because I know I'm not supposed to feel like this. And so how it ends up being translated a lot of the time is, I don't want to be here. I want to die. What's the point of me? The higher feeling, the higher explanation of that is, why is this higher self in this body in the first place? What's the point is to be in that desire, that intention, that choice that I made when I came down here. And if I'm not in that, then there's no point. So I should die, right? I shouldn't be here. Do you see how that works? Now, this is not to say that all feelings of I want to die are this thing. Not all feelings are that. Who I'm talking to right now are those of you specifically who know that there's something bigger for you. This can apply to everybody, but I really want you to understand. Those of you who really want to make something big, who know that they've touched the clarity of what you want to, you've touched the clarity of what you want to create. You know that there is an intention and a purpose. You've seen it, you've had a glimpse, or maybe you were there and then you got off the path some kind of way. I'm talking specifically to you around those feelings of misalignment and disconnection. Those passionate people who are, I'm talking to you because you are life or death about what you care about. How can I have experienced this beautiful, amazing thing that I know I'm here for, or had a glimpse of it, or be searching for it and not be able to find it, or not be able to connect with it, or I'm out of alignment? How is that possible? It's punishing. Oh, it's so punishing. And I've been there where it's so punishing that I'm like, I am praying to die because I don't know how to get back there. So I have one big recommendation. I have two recommendations for those of you who are feeling that, like, I want to die. I can't get back in alignment. I want to be on my way to that thing. So here's my biggest recommendation. My first recommendation is, if you want to work with this on somebody, this is what I do. Check out the group coaching. Send me an email. Make a comment in this YouTube video. I will get back to you. I like hearing from people, okay? That's the first thing, okay? The second is this. Start real small. Don't start with trying to make it as big as it feels. Start with small things that you can do even if you feel like you want to die. Even if you feel like the depression. Start with little things, baby steps. This is just part of how we work as human beings. We take little tiny steps that lead to bigger steps, that lead to other bigger steps, that lead to other bigger steps that create a really big thing. Take little tiny steps that you can do even when you're at your lowest. So, a step that you can take, this little baby step that you can take, because for some of us, we know what it is. We've had glimpses of what it is that we want and where we're going and how it's going to happen. Or even if we don't know how it's going to happen, oftentimes we don't know how it's going to happen, by the way. But we always want to know. But say we've had glimpses and we've been there and we got knocked out for some reason, or, you know. And then there's some of us who have no idea, but we know it's there. It's underneath. Stick with the baby steps. Baby steps that you can do even when you're in your lowest. Even when you're like, I want to die. Stick with little baby steps. So say I am in that place where it's hard to get out of my bed in the morning. Where I'm just seemingly see everybody around me advance and do really cool stuff and be successful. Where I'm feeling like everybody has already done it, which, by the way, there's nothing new under the sun. Someone has done it, but they're never going to do it like you. So say that's the place where I'm living. Choose one thing that you can do, and here's the one thing that I do suggest. It's very easy. You can do it even when you're in that place of just overwhelm, depression, anxiety. I don't want to be here when I'm here. Your one thing, your one baby step is to spend 5 minutes a day. Set a timer on your phone right now while you're watching this video. Set a timer on your phone for whatever time of the day, every day, that you can spend 5 minutes, just 5. Okay, this video alone is probably 12 to 15 minutes. All I'm asking is for 5 minutes of your day. And find someone who inspires you online. Doesn't have to be me, although I am totally happy to be here to inspire you. Find someone that inspires you, a book that inspires you, something that speaks to your heart and soul, and spend 5 minutes a day engaging with it. That's your baby step. That's your first baby step. It's to awaken your soul. This spiritual journey, the creative journey, the business journey, the whole journey is a spiritual journey. And when we have that disconnection that gets us to a point where we just we want to disengage, we want to die, what's important is to remember that what is true for one is true for another. And when you hear someone or a quote or writing, when you hear something that inspires you and awakens you within you, then you're going to have a shift. The path will be awakened within you because the path is inside. So that's my suggestion. And again, know that you're not alone. That this feeling of wanting to die is something that a lot of us feel. We just don't always talk about it. And of course, if this is something that feels like it's much bigger, that you need help, seek help. There is nothing wrong with taking what you need to take or getting a therapist or whatever it is. I see my own coaches and counselors and healers, the best leaders, the best mentors and coaches I have also have to take deep care of themselves, and they go and see the healers. They go and they see the therapists. And you know what? Some of them do take medicine too. And there's a whole range of medicines that you can be taking. Plant, medical, whatever it is. Do what you can do. Take a step to reawaken yourself. Set that alarm right now. Choose what you're going to watch. 5 minutes a day, every day. Just 5. Or read 5 minutes a day, every day. And let me know how it goes. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Like, come to the free group and let me know how it's going. I'd love to hear from you. I get texts and emails all the time and Facebooks all the time. And I'm just so happy to be connecting with you. And if this helps you at all, it is my pleasure. Thank you for joining Woke Woman TV, and I'll see you next week.